Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Dota Pit League season number 3 group stages. It is Group A. It is a matchup between Evil Geniuses, arguably the best team in the world right now, versus Team Marino Ticarito, the somewhat newly formed squad of 2 NA players, 3 Euros. It's going to be a great matchup here in Group A. EG sitting at 2-2 right now, looking to get a couple more wins under their belt before moving on, maybe to hopefully the bracket stage. And of course, Team Tinker 4-4, playing a lot of series, not only in Dota Pit, but just playing in Star Ladder, qualifying, going over to DreamHack Bucharest in a couple months from now, and also playing in the ESL1 qualifiers as well. So lots of games for Team Tinker. Evil Geniuses, they've had a bit of a break, but here they are. They're playing up against Team Tinker. This should be arguably one of the best series we've seen so far in Dota Pit, at least between these two squads. Welcome in, everybody. It's a game brought to you by One Game Agency and produced, as always, by High Ground TV. The production and camera work brought to you by Pimp Muckle. Our stats brought to you by Mott I am Mott. I'll be bringing you the casket. Of course, with me today, my co-caster, Tralf. Man, how are you?
I am doing well, man. I'm happy to be casting this. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you're enjoying yourself. It should be a good one. So, yeah, we actually had a little bit of a delay. It's kind of funny because we were waiting on Fear to finish up his matchmaking game, which, by the way, he was playing Troll, that dirty scumbag that he is, and just couldn't get enough of it that he had to play some more right now in this series. CG
Dear
picks
Lord.
up Troll with her shit.
Dear Lord, Troll pickers, man. I tell you, at some point you have to wonder why teams don't just ban the hero out if it's so strong, which I suppose in competitive scene, it's a bit different than how it is in pub games. Like in pub games, it's like if you pick the hero, you pretty much just instantly win the game, at least in my MMR. But in competitive games, yeah, I mean, he has a decent win rate, but like, the teams have dealt with him. And one thing we see Team Tinker do a lot is when they have to deal with a Troll Warlord, they'll go Void for something or something like that for Black, and they'll try to lock him down. I think that's a solid choice. But they also grabbed the Sniper early on here, which is interesting because SF was available, and Quakeville loves to play that hero too. Yeah,
that is a really good point. He's been actually just phenomenal on the hero. Been farming faster than almost any other SF player. I mean, that hero just farms fast in general. It's one of the reasons why it's so popular, is because despite how much trouble he might have in the mid lane to certain ganks, like he's quite susceptible to ganks, outside of the fact that if he doesn't get ganked, he just almost wins every single matchup. The only matchups that come to mind right away are like Sniper can beat him, although it can be even at the same time. And then Quap is okay, but I still favor SF after the changes to the Rays. And then Lena, I think, is one of the other ones that's okay. But even that's just saying they're okay. Like, they can do all right against him. He can still just leave and go to the jungle no matter what and just farm, which is why he's so popular.
Well, what does that say about the hero? That if you have like a couple of all right matchups, like he's still going to get farm anyways.
Exactly.
Is that something that needs to be changed? I feel like...
I think so. I think his race is just too much.
That?
Just revert the race change. I think it does way too much damage right now, personally.
Okay.
But that's just, that's a whole other topic. As far as Troll Warlord pickup being so popular, you mentioned that they like to Void. A Void can be good. The only thing annoying with Void is that I feel like you still have to go BKB or MKB because usually Trolls can get off their whirling axis before you cast your ultimate. And if they do, that means you're just sitting there in your ultimate and you can't do absolutely anything. You're going to miss every single one of your hits, basically. Yeah. So you have to be very, very worrisome about that. It's an instant cast. It's not like it used to be, where it took a little bit of a delay. It's instant cast now on the whirling axis. And they applied that mischance, so that's really annoying. I've seen Evil Geniuses go Bane against Troll. I think that was quite effective. I've also seen, I want to say, before Pilot I was drafting for Team Tinker, I want to say that Bulba drafted a lot of Bristleback around Troll Warlord. I'm not 100% with that. It's either him or someone else. But I saw, maybe it was Empire. I don't know. But I saw someone drafting, like, they would see a troll and they would, like, pick Bristleback against it. Could have been Secret at the same time. It fails me. But I was thinking, that's actually a pretty good hero against Troll Warlord. It's easy to kite him. Until Troll Warlord gets a BKB, he just gets kited and can't really do anything about it. So we'll have to see if any of those combos, or sorry, if any of those heroes come out here against Troll.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that option. For Team Tinker, they've tried a lot of speaking of the Bristleback, I've seen a lot of that here in Dota Pit as well as in like Star Ladder when I was casting with Coddlin. And actually, it had mixed success. In fact, a lot of the time he would get shut down early on in the game, and he wouldn't be as big of a factor. We talked about that one game where he picked the Bristleback, and I forget, it was against NIP, and then they picked like a Luna safe lane, and then they had the Witch Doctor with the Null Talisman, and then he just got stomped in that lane So that's always an option, and is that you take the Bristleback down early. He's not as effective, but there's still that option for them to pick it up if they want. They certainly could go that. Evil Geniuses pick up the Zeus. I have no idea if they want to play this. I feel like this is more of a support Zeus, or actually, Universe does a lot of offlane Zeus as well. I'm not sure if that's the best idea, but this is one of those heroes where you're like, all right, well, where exactly is this hero going in this situation? Because I don't know. I have no freaking clue. We'll see.
It's a very versatile hero. It's kind of one of the beauties of him. I think he's actually really strong as support right now, just because you don't need, when you're level 6 or level 11 or level 16 or whatever, you don't need any more farm to make your ultimate just be just about as effective. Obviously, the axe is going to help you, but you're pretty much as strong as if you have 10k net worth as you do, like, 4k. As long as you have those abilities up and you get your levels, that's what's good. If he does go mid, it wouldn't make it would make sense to me, just because Sniper is fantastic mid, but you can't really deny a Zeus. Like, your damage has to be really, really high to actually out-deny the chain lightning, or sorry, the arc lightning ability. So either wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
The last game they picked Zeus was against Champions of Summer's Rift, and they did send Sumail mid on the Zeus. So, and that was a game where they played against Arteezy and Theban as well, that were standing in for Summer's. Oh, and Kuroki as well. Wow, that's ridiculous. They had 3 stand-ins: Kuroki, Arteezy, and Theban. All right, well. That's
didn't they get rocked too? I think I was watching that. I think they owned.
I think they most looking at these XP graph, they certainly did get rocked. This was not an easy game coming out for Champions of Summer's Rift, but EG did win that game. Interesting enough, we were talking about the faces void for Team Tinker, but Evil Geniuses, they actually, I think, maybe expecting Team Tinker to go for it, they pick it up themselves, and I think this is a very solid hero for them. It's a very good way to close the gap on Sniper and lock him down. Chronosphere, one of the best in the business in terms of making sure you get that Sniper kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we still don't know what their lanes are going to be yet, though. Like, are they going to run an offlane Faceless Void like the TI4 strat? Zeus mid, Troll Warlord safe with Earthshaker?
That seems to be the best, I think.
They still, they have other options, though. They can run, like, Troll mid, Zeus support, Faceless Void as a 1 if they want to. I've seen Sumail play Void as a 1 before. The one thing I do love about the safe lane Troll Earthshaker is that you totally don't have to put any other hero there. Like, those 2 heroes as a dual lane can own pretty much any offlaner. You don't need a 3rd hero. So now both the junglers are banned. In fact, they actually banned out Enigma themselves, but it gives you the opportunity to maybe roam around with something. Troll Warlord, even himself, can just solo. Like, that hero is just that's his biggest strength, in my opinion. Is that his fact? And there's the Bristleback. Is that his stats are just really high in the beginning. Like, when he goes to melee form, he hits for like 80 damage or something ridiculous like that. His movement speed is really high, so you can kind of leave him on his own up there. By the way, that portrait of Void, I still laugh at it every single time it comes out. It looks so stupid to me.
His head's tilted, man. He's got a question. I don't know. He's very curious. He's a very curious guy. His face is Void. He's got some prison tattoos as well. He's got a giant 6-pack. He's been working out. He's been doing some real good core exercises. Some planks, some V-ups. He's in good shape, but yeah, Troll Warlord. I'm just gonna say this right now. That hero's so freaking dumb. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate. God damn that hero, man. I'm pretty upset about it.
Someone wrote on, I think it was NA Dota forums, so like, calling it now. If they just change his ranged whirling axes to be the mischance and his melee ones to be the slow, it would fix him. I was like, that's actually kind of makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to fix a lot more than that, but
having the ranged nuke slow is very, very like comfortable. And it's very easy to get that off. But when you're melee form, it's a little bit harder to track people down and slow them. I personally think a big problem is just how fast he is when he has melee form and why he gets this random extra damage in melee form. But I mean, whatever. We'll see what happens in the future.
I'm just not a big fan of getting Purbo stun bashed with like his 10% chance and like him hitting his R button and his level 3 ultimate just destroying you. And then he's like, oh, I'm off the map, by the way. Yeah, I might be doing Roche, I might not be. So there's that. I mean, we could go on all day about Troll Warlord and how he needs to be changed, but at some point they will probably release a meta change, and we're gonna see Troll Warlord maybe get nerfed with the baseball bat. We'll see what happens. But for Evil Geniuses, they go for the Scarith Mage, so it's looking more and more like it is that Off lane faces Void, Troll Warlord safe lane with Earthshaker, Skywrath Mage, maybe roaming around, Zeus mid for Sumail. I think that's the most logical way to lane this, but they certainly could put it in. They could send a Troll mid, and then they could send like Zeus off lane faces Void safe lane. There's other options, but that's what I think.
There is still the option of like Earthshaker off lane for Universe, and then Skywrath, and no, it's going to be Zeus mid. Okay, I've seen a lot of Earthshaker off lane. When we watched Empire do it, and Yoki's like so freaking ham, by the way. If you guys haven't checked out Empire and how they've been playing, you need to, because their new captain or new draft or whatever, a new player. I guess he's not really that new, but relatively new in the whole scope of things. Very fantastic player. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a mid Zeus, safe lane farming Troll. So very standard stuff coming out from EG, and I think this is fine. This is a very standard safe draft. As far as Team Tinker, we didn't touch on their last pick that much, but Legion Commander, it's not bad. Again, the same issue kind of occurs where if he jumps onto the Troll and Troll is able to get the Whirling Axes off fast enough, then you know, he's just going to miss every attack in his duel.
This is a pick we saw the other day. I think it was like C9 versus PR. I was skeptical about the Legion Commander. I'm still skeptical, so we'll see how it turns out, but yeah, the lanes are going to maybe devolve as we expected. I do want to ask you, because I heard this from somebody, that offlane Earthshaker is like the new hot thing in NEL. Is that true?
No, not really.
Okay, well, somebody lied to me then.
It's kind of been a thing for really long anyway, so. But
do you like it? Is it bad, or?
I think it's good. You can block for yourself, like. You know, on Dire you don't really need to block because you're going to have a good lane position anyway, just because it's Dire offlane. But if you're Radiant offlane, you can block the lane for yourself. You get, you know, free level 2. It's hard to kill an Earthshaker because he always has that long range stun. I think it's fine.
Well, PBD is not going to be playing that. Universe is going to be in the offlane. And they're going to try to contest the bottom route here, 3 versus 3. Top lane is 2 versus 2, although Bristleback Dazzle seems kind of gross to deal with, although there's a Troll Warlord. He hasn't skilled anything up. AUI probably goes for Arcane Bolt. And we'll see who gets the runes. This could be our first bloodbath of the day between these two squads. Come on. Fisher, block. Oh, PPD, just zoning him out. That's pretty smart. And they're going to get that rune for Sumail, so he'll try to get that fast bottle. He's only 70 gold away from having his bottle, so pretty early start for Sumail. He's going to get his Arc Lightning, and it is going to be black on the mid sniper. So they are throwing Quakefoot down bottom in that safe lane Legion Commander, which is not really that big of a surprise. We'll see how this turns out for him.
I'm interested to see how top lane goes as well. They're putting the dual lane aggressively against the Troll Warlord, which is not terrible, but I mean Troll Warlord is amazing in lane in almost any situation. It's a matter of how much damage the Skywrath Harass can do, which is actually pretty high. And you already see their spamming coming out from Aoi. And Earthshaker, he might come up here, and he should, because one of the greatest things about Earthshaker in the safe lane is that you have the easy potential to block someone off and get an easy kill. So he's running around maybe stacking right now, but I think that PPD should go top and maybe at least try for some kind of block and a kill.
Is this stacking for Sumail in this game, for him to just take stacks with Arc Lightning a little bit later, or is this for somebody else?
It could be anybody. I think it's just a generic, I'm going to stack so that we can have a, you know, something to farm later.
They did block the camp, by the way, with this nice Observer Ward. Pilot Eye getting maybe a little bit caught out, but he eats his way through the large camp, and he'll make his way back in the lane. So Fear is sitting at 3 last hits right now. He went for Whirling Axes early, so he doesn't have that melee for him to do a little bit of extra damage and have an easier time CSing, but he should be fine regardless. He knows how to play this hero. Let's be honest. Sumail mid, unsurprisingly. Arc Lightning pretty good at last hitting. He has 8 last hits. He just gets 3 right in a row there. That was pretty sick, actually. And
he's up to 11.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good time in that middle lane, and Black will have a pretty poor time. He went for a headshot first, which is kind of surprising because we talk about when you get to lane, you want to spam out the shrapnel, and he hasn't done that yet. He still has all 3 charges, so.
Yeah, I don't mind him not spamming at level 1. Like oh, he's missing CS by himself though. He's actually missed several. He's only up to 7 CS, and it's not like a Zeus. Like we talk about how like Zeus is great as far as always getting last hits because you can't really deny it. But at the same time, Zeus doesn't really have great auto attack damage to deny other heroes. So we'll see. Sumail taking some damage for Shrapnel. I don't think he'll be in harm's way, just some harass, but yeah, definitely winning this mid lane.
Universe and Way 2 going toe-to-toe. Top line Fisher is going to be Boba. He's going to get Grave just at the last second. He'll stay alive. PPD's still chasing. He's going to try to get that last right click off the Arcane Bolt. Ends up getting the kill. AUI perfectly timing it. Fear is going to go down. Pilot Eye pretty much solos him. PPD getting low as well as AUI 2000, but they will survive. PPD is going to salve up, and that is going to be first blood coming out for AUI, but they do lose Troll in the process.
I actually don't even know if that's worth it for EG. It's really nice for Aoi to get the extra gold, but your carry died and your lane position is not good. They actually, they did finally counter ward that ward, so they're gonna stack it and then probably pull it, and then it'll be fine. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's some good levels as well for Pilot Die.
Well, the Universe just backtracked another spike. At this point, if you're Way 2, this is one of the times where like, I actually just want to kill myself right now. I can't believe that happened. That's good old RNG. Becoming kind of a factor here. And Universe starting to go toe-to-toe. There is the moment of courage up for Legion Commander, so he's got a little bit of extra damage with that RNG as well. Overwhelming odds, obviously being skilled up, which is not surprising. That ability is pretty great. All right. 3.5 minutes, and unsurprisingly, Sumail is your CS leader. He has 21 last hits, and he's already harassing Black pretty hard here, and Black is sitting at 15, so he's caught up a little bit, but I mean, I don't think he'll ever really take over in this lane up against Sumail. Sumail should just keep CSing the way he is. Didn't have a problem.
I mean, if he's already up on CS, he's not going to be losing CS. Oh, he actually missed 2 right there, unfortunately. Missed 3, so, well, again, maybe he will catch up. But, yeah, Bottle's up, and Koifa actually takes the bottom rune away from Sumail. That's actually really big, because now Sumail's going to have to Bottle Crow, and it's going to slow him down just a tiny little bit. He's got the Soul Ring, though, so that means he's pretty much got guaranteed mana once he hits level 6, and he'll have his ult available for that. But yeah, that was really weird to me that Fear actually went... He didn't go a point into the Berserker's Rage until level 3. But
I think maybe I don't know when he skilled that point of the Whirling Axes. Now, he must have done it early on, but that's something that you could get at 1. But getting... Yeah, that is kind of interesting, but... Regardless, he's fine now. He has 24 last hits. He's actually doing pretty well after dying once. Black was throwing up the shrapnel. I think Sumail just TP'd home. He's like, you can't kill me. The headshot doesn't stun anymore, so that was kind of close.
This bottom lane is not going well at all for Team Tinker. Like, Universe is farming way more than he should. I didn't see the beginning because we were watching mostly top and a little bit of mid. But I just assumed that, I mean, Lion's not the greatest harasser, but it shouldn't be this easy for Universe. He's got 20 last hits in an off lane against a dual lane that's, I mean, already Legion Commander is great against him because he's a melee hero. Top lane looks like some action, maybe.
Bulba getting Fisher blocked again. They use the Whirling Axes. Now the range axe is going through, but Bulba's pretty tanky with the level 2 Bristleback. That's when you start becoming a factor, and he'll stay alive. Plus, of course, Pilot Eye has the 2 points in Shadow Wave and the Grave, so he's got to keep Bulba alive. He'll heal him up as best as possible. And now mid lane, they're going to try to go Sumail, the Earth Spike. The Hex is going to go. The Assassinate's going to fly as well. He's going to fall. They try to get the Lightning Bolt onto Black. Sumail almost turning it around, but actually, Black does get the kill. That's pretty important. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Universe is just chasing after quickly. He's close to his 6. Now there's going to be the press the attack. They're actually just going toe-to-toe. No moment of courage procs coming out for Legion. Now the level 6 from Legion as well, but no mana to use duel. Universe actually time walks away. Kind of worried that maybe that ultimate was going to come out and maybe a TP rotation was there as well, but lots of harass. And like you said, Universe getting a lot out of this bottom lane. 21 last hits for an offlane Void. That probably shouldn't happen.
Well, it's basically 1v1 now, but I was saying that towards the beginning of the lane setup, they should have gotten a much less. There's actually a DD picked up by Koikfoot from the bottom lane. It was not spotted out. If he's able to get a DD plus a duel on this Zeus, Zeus ults and actually going to scout him out and maybe plays back a little bit, but yeah, that's a really good rune for Koikfoot. I'm really happy to see they went bottle. It's actually been really working out for him, just being able to push out the lane, go get the bottom rune, and just sustain himself a little bit longer in this lane. Because straight up 1v1 against the Void it's okay for a Legion Commander, but it's not a walk in the park.
There's always that X factor of getting time lock. There's even he put the 1 point into backtrack, which I think is really smart in this situation. And actually, we talked about that with your spike earlier on, but it's pretty good for Universe. He also has level 6 now. No mom, no treads. Obviously, it's going to take him a while before he gets those items, but that's just the life of an offlane Faceless Void. Meanwhile, mid lane Black was almost killed through that Zeus ult. He actually had 50 HP, and he had no stick either, which was really surprising to me. He really, I think, should have died in that situation, but he stays alive somehow. They actually keep the way too line nearby. Top lane, it's just fear farming at this point, so it's devolved into a lot of farming. Nobody really making any movements. They'll throw down a sentry ward from AUI 2000, which is not scouted out, over at the Ancient stack. So no Ancients will be stacked up any further until they counter that ward.
Oh, bottom.
There's the Chronosphere onto Koikfa. Can they get this kill? Sumail roams in as well. The Lightning Bolt. Zeus ult's on cooldown. Press the attack. He's in trouble with the time lock proc, but they get the Grave off from Pylai Die. They'll try to turn it around. Now Sumail getting kind of low. Pylai Die turning this around. Sumail in trouble. Kind of out of mana. Koikfa, oh, just misses the kill with that overwhelming odds. Not enough damage there. Very close, however. And it actually just turns into a 0 for 0.
Very nice TP from Pylai Die. It's important too that he was the only one, or at least the first one to TP, because sometimes you get in these situations where you're like, oh, actually mid, there's a stun on Aoi. Very nicely done by Way2. A couple more auto attacks, and Aoi should be dead pretty easily. Sumail's coming in. He does have enough mana for a bolt plus an ult. But yeah, no, what I was saying is, like, in those situations, if Koik was like, TP, someone help, come, and like, say, the Bristleback TPs, or the Lion TPs, and then the Dazzle TPs afterwards, that TP would have been 2 seconds longer, or 2.5, or whatever it is, and he wouldn't have got those spells off to actually save him, so it's really important that Pylai Die was the first one to TP there.
He gets the Grave off, they keep him alive, he bottles up, he regens up with Press the Attack as well. Now he hits the jungle, he is definitely going for that Blink Dagger, he's very close to it, in fact. 9-minute Blink, not bad, of course he did go for a bottle, so it is a bit delayed. But still, it's really not bad at all. He's just going to head home, I think, at this point, and then just wait for the extra 50 gold, which is probably the best bet, or even just sell a GG branch. Bulba now on the run. PPD was looking for a Fisher. Fear was running at him as well. And Bulba should back away. He's going to get Fishered. Wrong side, doesn't get blocked out. Bulba just stays back, and he's fine at this point. Bulba's sitting at 24 last hits. He's having a better time than what I've seen of him against Troll Warlords, especially on this Bristleback. But still, Fear is in a decent lead with CS at 51 currently.
Yep, Koikfa, had someone buy a TP for him. Pylai Die bought the TP for him so he could afford the blink and still maybe go into a lane. And it looks like he's just going to TP bottom. Okay, so he's going to reveal the blink, so he won't be able to surprise anybody, but he still has it available.
Bulba took a bit of damage top lane, but Dazzle's sitting behind him. Grave is available. They're going to have to use it. It's kind of early. Bulba's just going to man up here. And Time Walk, they're going to look for the Chrono on Pylai Die. They're going to find it. It's only Universe. They will get the kill on Bristleback. Now the other Spike come just to help out. PPD hexed up as well. Fear chasing him down. Pylai Die actually blocks himself. He runs into the pillar there, and he's going to fall. PPD snipes him up. The Zeus ult, the concussive shot Black and Way2 have to back up the Assassinate flying through. It's going to go on to Fear. Is he low enough to get this kill? Now the Shrapnel PPD TPs away. And canceling the animation, Black not getting either kill there. Maybe should have made a decision earlier. They lose 2 heroes, and they get nothing in exchange with the rotations up here from Black and a couple of other heroes.
Yeah, he couldn't retain vision with them, and like the Zeus ulti kind of scared them off. It did a lot of damage to them. They knew that Aoi was nearby.
Sumail, Squill. Oh, Bulba gets a much needed kill. That's going to help out a lot.
Oh, I missed that one. Was he just really low or something?
He must have been. I only saw it halfway through, and Bulba just kind of ran at him with cool sprays. And there's no Viscous Nazagu either, so Bulba just literally just ran at him. So,
well, yep. Black is still up top. The TP coming from Dazzle to maybe heal him up and keep him okay. Koikfa's just still farming, and hasn't really been able to find anything happen with this Blink Dagger, unfortunately. But still has it available. Maybe if they fight top again, he can TP up there, or maybe TP mid. He probably wants to wait till next nighttime, which is going to be in, what, a minute? Because it's a little bit easier to gank lanes. You don't get as good a vision from your you know, just where you're standing and whatnot.
He wants to go now. He's wrapping around. Meanwhile, top Pylai Die's here. They're going to TP bottom as well with PPD. He'll throw a ward up. They might spot Koikfa out. I don't think they did. Actually, PPD pings out. I think he saw him with the daytime vision. Bulba knows that this is stacked. They actually counter-warded, I believe, with a couple of... No, actually, it went away. The sentry dissipated, so that's gone. And this has been a very close early game here at 12 minutes in. There's been back-and-forth action, a couple of kills, but nobody has really taken the lead. Again, in CS, if you look at it from just a pragmatic standpoint, you have the lead coming out from Sumail and Fear in terms of just CS, but this Blink duel is going to be very important for Koikfa. Maybe he gets the first big duel off and things start to change. Maybe Bulba gets an item, Black gets an item, all of a sudden we're in a good position for Tinker. But so far, it's really just back and forth. Nothing actually really happening. Nobody taking the lead at this point.
Yep, they're actually countering a ward here with the help of Zeus's lightning bolt. And they did place a ward there. I think they should have saw it, because they already had a ward there themselves. But, yeah, this is what I was just about to say. I think Koikfa and Wei2 need to run around, because Wei2 is the only source of burst damage that can couple with the Koikfa duel. So with this combination, they should be able to kill pretty much anybody. Like I said, and actually there's a smoke coming out. Yeah, this is going to be a 5-man engagement up top. If EG aren't ready for this, this could be 1 or 2 kills plus a tower kill. Fear taking some damage over time from the sniper just throwing out these ultimates. And Fear, yeah, he knows that something's up, and he's just going to back completely up. This is very, very good for him.
That game sense, he's feeling a little bit sketchy up here, and I don't blame him. Look how deep Koikfa goes underneath this tower. He says, listen, there's got to be somebody up here. Fear actually backed all the way up. Now the counter smoke gang coming from EG. They don't have all 5. It's just 4 of them, and Universe is keeping up. He's going to maybe look for the Chronosphere. He's going to see Koikfa. Maybe a duel gets off. He's going to time walk in. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Fear getting dueled up. They're going to work on him. Fear about to fall. They'll get the kill. They get Wei2 on the backside. Universe is alone. PPD's going to echo. Black, he does get the grave off. Sumail gets a double kill on the backside. The fight is devolved into 2 fronts. Black in trouble. Gotta get right click by Universe. He's so slow. Black will finally get the kill. Meanwhile, Pylai Die as well getting in trouble. On the other side of things, they did clean up Team Tinker. 4 down on the Radiant side. Universe might fall. Pylai Die gonna get a solo kill. He even pops the weed for it. Turns into a 4 for 3. How am I supposed to catch both fronts of that fight? That's ridiculous. Are you serious? That's impossible.
Oh, it was so close for Legion Commander to get the dual damage too, but he didn't win it. It was just like a hair too fast, or hair too slow, I should say. And Sumail just did a ton of damage there. Like, turned around at the end there when Bulba was trying to pursue, and he had a haste rune to the fight, so that really, really helped him. If he didn't, I think he dies easily to Bulba running him down, but just turned around and pumped some damage into him, so Bulba dies, and Sumail gets some really good levels and farm out of that. He's up to 2k gold, level 11 now. And we'll see what he goes for. I know the popular thing now is to go for the Bloodstone. And when you go the Soul Ring and Arcane Boots, it makes it really, really easy to transition to that, because you can split up your Arcane Boots. Your Soul Ring's already naturally a part of the recipe, so I expect he'll do that.
He's plenty of money to work towards it. He's not sending the courier out. He's really just sitting back. He's going to TP top, and he's going to farm that a bit further. He has, like, the Soul Ring, so yeah, I mean, I expect that. The scariest thing for me is when Universe gets his mom, because at that point, then you have another extra core to work with that can function almost as a carry in certain points. And the Chronosphere is going to do a lot more work with him having that Mask of Madness. And he's very close. He's just a couple of gold away from it. And he'll get it with the Satyr Tormentor coming out. So for now, Team Tinker going to try to catch up. It's important to know that before that fight, Black actually went Sanj. Didn't go for the Asha, maybe wanted that extra HP. The main proc as well is very important. But staying alive, I think, is the #1 priority for Black, and he has that extra HP. They're going to press the attack. They're going to go for this tier 1 tower. There is a glyph available. They'll try to defend. Fear has no way of jumping in. They need some hero with some sort of initiation. I think right now that's Universe, but he's still farming with his mom. He has a TP, but they're just going to let the tower go. Black will take down the tier 1, and they'll back away. And they can see how many heroes are down here with this well-placed Observer Ward as well. So they really didn't want to take that fight, I think, from UG.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fear couldn't deny it. He denied the top tower, actually. It was really nice for him. There's a Fissure up bottom. Koikfa takes an invis. Pink Panda, you are dead to the combo of the Void Skywrath.
Dear Lord. At least they got 1 kill. You could see they really wanted Koikfa, but he just missed him on the edge there. Universe getting a nice Chronosphere. It is down for 100 seconds now, but meanwhile, Troll Warlord ulting. Ooh, Koikfa.
He can't kill him.
Yeah, the thing is he needs a +1. Fear even popped his Battle Trance. This is like the worst target to duel in this situation. He might find PPD if Fear leaves him, but I don't think that's the case. They saw him get the invis too, so.
Yeah, this is the problem with Legion Commanders. You really need people to help you out, whereas there's other gankers that use a Blink that can just kind of do it on their own and supply their own damage, but he really doesn't have any damage. Or she, I should say. And I mean, her only damage nuke is one that you can't cast when you're using your duel, which is the overwhelming odds. Oh, here we go. Universe, he's hexed up.
And they're going to get the duel off. They get the finger. That should be a kill. Thank God. Wei2 says no backtrack. Dear Lord, if that had happened, oh man, who knows what goes on. Bulba is still running in there right now. Turns his back Black's gonna throw up the shrapnel. He's zoning them out. AUI is like, I don't want any part of that shrapnel. No hoo-hoo ha-ha for me. Thank you very much. Let's just fight at the tower or just back up. One of the two. I don't care. But it looks like they will lose this tier 1 tower as well. Yeah, I think it's gone.
Some casual fishers coming out just to maybe slow it down. He does have Soul Ring, so Peter's got some actually pretty decent farm as a 5 Earthshaker. But yeah, Yasha's coming out here soon for Fear, so the Roshan possibility is in the air. They just need to push out lanes. That's the biggest problem. They don't have any towers now, and looking at how much these HP these towers have, mid's taken a lot of damage, but that's the only one. Pilot die, he's being spotted out. He's going for the rune, but I think he might die because he's being totally pincered by 4 heroes.
Pilot eye, buddy. I think you're donezo. That's how it goes. You go for the rune as a dazzle. You don't get the right one, you end up dying. I think you got a bounty. Yeah, that's... no, he got a regen, actually. That doesn't help him. Like a haste or an invis or anything. That might have saved his life. There it is. SNY Black coming out.
PPD just counted a fresh ward, too, for Team Tinker, so their vision is not really going to be all that good, and EG's really prioritizing vision on the side of Team Tinker's map. They were constantly putting wards in their jungle, and that's the only spot. Pink Panda looks like he might be in some trouble.
He's in a little bit more than trouble at this point. He's actually just dead. They're gonna maybe try to... Bulba's running at them at this point. They're gonna be a TP 3-man weave coming out from the dazzle. Bulba's still running, trying to find somebody. Sumail blinks away. He went for the early blink dagger. He's already back up to 2,000 gold after that. Fear's going to Roche. And they have no idea this is happening. Maybe they do. Quickfoot's looking to maybe jump in. He scouts out Fear, I believe, on the other side of things. It is daytime. And like you said, there's all of this vision, though, coming out from Evil Geniuses in the jungle. So they know exactly where the movements are coming out from Team Tinker, and I think that's huge. And meanwhile, they're going to find Pilot Eye again. You just got killed, man. You can't afford to die now. No! Sumail getting the kill, dominating with the Arc Lightning. Now they're going to time walk in. There's the Chrono onto Bulba. Getting in his face, Universe. There you go. Meanwhile, the SNY Black zoning them out. Universe so low. He's going to backtrack a couple of, but the Quill Sprays will bring him down. PPD's in trouble as well. Echo Slam onto Bulba. The enchant totem. He gets the kill on Bulba, but there's going to be the duel and the win coming out from Quakeful. It turns into a 3-for-2. Fear now on the run. Doesn't want any part of Black. That poor little sniper. I say poor little sniper, but he's actually just an awful human being. He's going to look to try to find a shrapnel or something, and Fear will back up and continue to farm away.
I think Way 2 really needs his blink because he's just not casting any spells in these engagements. It's really hard for him to get in there, and when Earthshaker's range of his Fisher is so long, and they have easy ways to burst you down with the Zeus. I mean, Zeus Ultimate takes these supports HP down to half HP, maybe even more. Imagine when he gets an Aghanims plus a Refresher. He actually went for a Veil this time, so no Aghanims rush for him or the Bloodstone rush for him, which is really, really good in team fights. It's really good for actually cutting through Bristleback's HP. So there's that. And Bristleback has the mech, which is nice. I think that Sniper's going to do a ton of work in these fights, especially in the mid to late game when this Dazzle Weave is going to play more of a role. We'll see if it does, if they can get to that point, but we're close to being on the tipping point where EG just kind of owns him in team fights with these damage from Sumail. Look at that damage on the Bulba! He's
going to have to mech up, but that is not going to keep him alive, at least not for now. The Enchant Totem comes out, the Arcane Bolt with a double null tally. Even the Treads from Scarith Mage, AUI 2000, getting the most out of his damage as possible, and they get a pretty big kill. And you talked about it, man. Sumail is... He's dishing it out. Veil, double lightning bolt coming out, and even with the mech, he just dies. That's a Bristleback, by the way. He's inherently tanky, and he still goes down.
That Veil plus just lightning bolt took out half his HP.
Yep.
In one go. I think he maybe even a little bit more before he mech'd. That was insane. Really nice block there by PPD too with the Fisher. Made it so he couldn't just run away. And they didn't have to use any big spells like a Chronosphere or anything like that from Universe, but... Speaking of Chronospheres, that wasn't the best last time. I think refraining from using it on Bristleback is maybe the smartest choice, but it doesn't matter. They're going for Roshan right now. Easy peasy. And we haven't actually seen this for, at least I haven't seen it for some time, but Troll ulti is very, very strong, but it's especially strong with a hero like Void.
Yeah.
So we'll see that come into play, I'm sure.
You mentioned Black doing work in these team fights, and I almost feel like they need to save the Chronosphere for him or something to get I mean, maybe even a Blink Lightning Bolt. I don't know. I don't care. Just they have to find a way to get in on Black's face. Because if not, he, like you said, he's going to do work. And they're going to do just that. Fear running in, no blink tag for him. He's going for the SMY route early on here. No surprises there. They can Fisher. Black actually rotates out. Quick's going to TP away. A blind Fisher would stop the TP, but it looks like all of them are going to get out for the time being. Really smart game sense. They know that you're going to smoke right after you get Roshan in that situation. And they should all survive. Black will TP bottom. Pilot I might walk out. I think they just saw that Shadow Wave. He'll try to TP Zeus ult. And, ooh, Mystic Flare expended and no kill coming through. A really nice TP from Pilot. They somehow all live in that top lane. That was a sketchy situation for sure, but they're out of there.
Yep. Nicely done by Team Tinker. Dodging a bullet there, wasting a little bit of EG's time, giving some time for Wave 2 to get this very, very needed Blink Dagger. And it's going to be actually pretty late, all things considered. He made a nice rotation in the beginning to get that kill on Zeus, but since then hasn't really been able to find his footing. He's up to 1900 gold now, but they really, really need that because, like I said, they don't have any other burst damage for this Legion Commander duel. He's got two duels under his belt, I think, with dual damage. One for 14, one for 10, so he's up to 24 damage, which isn't impressive right now. But he's got something at least. And he's almost into BKB, so that's really, really good for him. I think that Black is definitely going to need a BKB this game. I think it's very, very important to always get a BKB sometime in the game when you're up against a Zeus, because the damage is just, it's consistent, it's guaranteed, and it's very, very high. So I think it's really, really important that they get that.
There's a lot of magic damage here. PPD, Zeus coming out with Smail. Obviously, Universe using his Chronosphere, the Time Lock procs being magical.
Skywrath, all of this stuff.
Yeah. BKB is there's a lot of bang for your buck in this game. I'd be very surprised for him to not. Maybe he gets it next item. Maybe he gets something else. I think he's he goes Blink Dagger, so he wants.
Yeah.
So he might go Ultra Defensive. The mobility as #1, and then the BKB is #2, which is I think maybe the right choice.
Well, there's this kind of thing where if you're playing Sniper, you have two different ways of doing it. You can go for the BKB and just sit there in the fights and just, not care about anything, attack, or you have to play it a lot more like high APM-oriented style, where you're constantly looking, making sure that no one's, closing in on you at all, blinking away, keeping your distance, which can be more effective, but it's a lot harder to play, and it's not as safe. If you're going to go the Blink Dagger, I actually don't know rushing a BKB afterwards is smart, because then you have no damage. Yeah,
you're lacking on the damage front. So what'd you buy next? What damage item do you go for?
I would definitely change that Morbid Mask into a Mask of Madness. It's just one of the highest value items in the entire game, especially on a hero like Sniper. And then after that, BKB's still good. It's still very, very good, but because he went the Blink Dagger, that leads me to believe that he doesn't want it for quite some time.
Bottom. Fury's going to head out of there, but maybe they're going to actually go for the fake back. There's a lot of heroes bottom coming up for Evil Genius. His Bulba's going to get caught out. Pops neck. He's out of mana. He does have a regen rune. He'll pop it immediately, and I think Fury and the rest of them are going to back up because every hero is bottom now. They deny the tier 2 tower. There's no real reason to fight here for Evil Geniuses, but they're going to try to maybe bait out Sumail. Shrapnel will go. And Quakefoot is on the low ground. He could blink and try to find a duel. Top lane has to get pushed out as well, so it looks like Evil Geniuses will back off. They'll try to get this tier 2 or tier 1 in the middle lane, rather. And they, I think, just go for it because there's no backdoor protection. And there's no glyph either, so yeah, they'll grab it real quick and then back up, probably.
Yeah, Universe is really, really farmed now. He had kind of a slow start, actually, even though he was doing well in CS. He had to TP back very early on, and then just going to walk back to the lane. I was kind of worried that he would have a slow start, but he's up to his Mask of Madness plus Maelstrom, which is really, really good for him. Does he go BKB? The only thing that BKB is going to stop you is from hexes and stuns for Lion.
I think Ags, right?
Ags is very good, yes, of course. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, because BKB is certainly not very good. But if he does get stunned, it could be annoying. There's a blink for the Earthshaker very early on for PPD, actually.
Yeah, and we've always talked about PPD on the Earthshaker. He usually plays the 5 or 6 position in this situation. AUI's helped him out a bit here, but this is huge. If you could find a Chrono and then... Well, first of all, there's the Chrono on bottom. With the Zeus ult, Universe will find him out. Troll Warlord Ultimate plus Mask of Madness Maelstrom. That's not even fair. Pilot Eye doesn't have a goddamn chance. He gets blown the hell up. And that's a quick pick for Universe, an easy kill for sure.
Yeah, and Fear blinks away with his fresh blink as well.
Ooh, that's a huge... I like that item choice a lot on Fear.
Yeah, it's really good. But even right there, I was watching Awaytu's health when Sumail popped the ultimate, who did go back for the Bloodstone, by the way. But yeah, watch his health. It literally took out half his HP. So if he went Ags Refresher, we would kill these supports in one go.
Yep.
Just one thing to think about.
Not to mention getting the Veil off on some of these heroes.
Yeah, Veil's really good in D push, because it's I think it lasts for like 20 something seconds. 20. Let me check this out. 25. Huge AOE, and so as far as D pushing with it, you already have an easy time with the Arc Lightning, but it just makes it that much easier. So it's really good for D pushing. They can't really push into a Zeus spamming Arc Lightning with, you know, Veil and ulti ready to go.
As soon as you see that Veil pop up on you, you need to not be in that position anymore. I don't know where you're going to be, but don't be there. Fear is not going to lead the way. He's going to smoke up, and he's looking for a blink initiation on Black, who also has a blink. They get the Fisher off with PPD. The time walk in. Black is in trouble. He's going to fall the Echo Slam. He could not get the blink off. Well played from PPD getting that Fisher off, and that's a pretty big kill. Bulba split pushing top, but at the same time, getting Black is a huge bounty for them.
I just think the Zeus hero is going to play such a role in these before the team fights. I don't even think they're going to get to the team fights because the damage is going to be so high that they're already going to be on the back foot. Universe putting some damage on a Koifa, gets one stun. There's a troll ulti. He can't do anything. He didn't even have to ult. That's just Mask of Madness plus troll ulti. That was it.
Thank you, Base Dice Frog, for our RNG. The time lock frog coming out. Yeah, I mean, just the attack speed. More often than not, you're going to get bashed. Waytu's dead. Waytu's just dead. He can't even, he doesn't even Earth Shock. He's like, yep, he actually had it on, or Earth Spike, he had it on cooldown. But
you know how strong the troll ulti plus Faceless Void is? It's like it's already good with trolls, you know, innate bash, but that's 10%. The Voids is 25%. So it makes it so much easier. And here we go, Bulba taking tons of damage. There's the ulti. Has to pop the BKB. No mana actually coming out. Yeah,
he had Chronosphere, but he had a lack of mana for it. If he had Entrance, he still wouldn't have had enough mana. He was only at 200 HP. Top lane, PPD going into Pilot Die. Pilot Die has level 4 Grave. He should be okay for now, but I don't know how he lives through this. Lightning Bolt, they have Vision of Pilot Die. I think Blink, T-Ping, Enchant. Yeah, there it is. PPD smartly played, and Pilot Eye is just dead. Oh, there it is. The owner's call from the announcer. I feel like this Legion pick is not doing much for them right now. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that it's really done anything, and it's not really his fault. It's just the limitations of the hero, and that you have to constantly look for ganks with other people. It has to be +1 all the time. Oh, Action Black. Bottom, Black is dead.
And that's just a solo kill for Fear.
Yep.
But in that situation, a BKB is probably not going to help you either. I don't know, man. This is really rough. It was looking so even early on in this game, and then EG just take a commanding lead because, like you said, Troll Ultimate plus Void, pretty good combo, and all the rest of the heroes have been playing their part. AUY, even PPD getting that early Blink Dagger. And for Team Tinker, again, you know, I don't want to harp on it too much. Quickveil only has 24 dual damage. Black's been killed a couple of times. They're really getting caught out. Their vision's minimal. In fact, if you look on the map right now, they have no vision. They've really prioritized a lot of sentries. It is almost completely black. It is completely black for Team Tinker right now, with the exception of where Quickfoot is in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, and there's the Ags as you predicted it. Yeah, the only thing you'd want BKB for is the Lion, but that's it. When you're buying BKB for literally like just that small amount of protection, it's not really worth it. So he goes to the Ags. It's just a lower cooldown. It's also going to help him with the mana pool. As we saw, he didn't have mana, and it did get nerfed as far as the mana costs increase for your ultimate, which is why you couldn't cast it last time. So the Ags is going to help out with that as well. Easy Roshan for EG. I think the biggest thing is that the Lion just really, to me, hasn't done much this game. They didn't zone out the Void at all. He was completely, like, basically free farming in the bottom lane against the dual lane. And he had a very, very late blink on the Lion, and they didn't once run around with a successful smoke onto the onto any hero once that Koikfoot got his blink on the Legion Commander. The only time they actually had that combo was in mid, but that wasn't really like, let's go find someone and gank. It just happened to be that he was farming there, and Koikfoot was in the area.
Mm. This is right now what you need to do if you're behind in this situation for Team Tinker. They're down 10,000 net worth. They say we have to smoke up. EG kind of expect this. They stay near their secret shop. Zeus ult was about to come out for Sumail just to give vision. He decides not to use it. They would see exactly where they are right now, now that the smoke has dissipated. And Evil Genius is maybe looking for a smoke of their own. And now with Roche down, they have a lot to work with here for Evil Geniuses. The 60-second cooldown, Aghanim Scepter Chronosphere. 6-second duration. Pretty good ability. Yeah, they're in a commanding lead right now.
Yeah, and come to think of it, I don't know if I really agree with the Blink Dagger from Sniper, because the Zeus ulti is going to cancel it anyway. So if they're running in there and, like, if they want to, like, use the Zeus ulti and then Chronosphere afterwards, first of all, they're going to cancel the Blink. Second of all, they're going to give vision of the Sniper, which is the hardest thing about fighting a Sniper is if you're trying to hone in on him, you can't find him because he's so far away. Well, the Zeus ulti is going to reveal him. So it's kind of a double whammy in that sense. So the Blink Dagger doesn't really do that much.
And they've been very good about not tunnel visioning. They've kind of just, when they've had the opportunity to kill him, they've grabbed him. But when they're in a team fight, they'll prioritize who they can find first and foremost. The surprising thing is that they have this 10,000 net worth lead, and they haven't even taken this tier 1 top. There's still a lot of towers to be taken in this situation, and Tigger actually have an advantage in the tower taking department, I believe. But for now, they will just stay as 3 and 2. 2 heroes down bottom, trying to keep Black safe so that if he does get caught out, they can grave him. But I don't know how long that actually keeps him alive. But EG are not trying to put any pressure on. I think they want to farm up this Scotty first and foremost for the Troll Warlord. I believe it's a Scotty. It is. It's actually done. It's flying out to Fear right now. Any other items that need to be finished here for EG? Let's see. I don't think so.
Oh, there's an ulti on the Koikfa in mid. Troll ulti, I don't even think they need the Chronosphere, honestly. I don't even think they need it, but they're just securing it. Haste Rune popped by Samael. He didn't even use his ultimate. That was just a Veil plus a Lightning Bolt. He's going to run in, blink over, put some damage on the Boba, force out the mech, actually. He still has an ultimate ready to go. I think he can actually get this kill. With it. Oh, the blink came out too fast.
Oh, okay. I thought the Hex was going to be there. It's kind of close. Sumail actually gets out just fine. There's the Fisher coming out. Boba caught out Mystic Flare. BKB, but the time lock, the bash, the permalock. And they get the mega kill spree on Universe. The tier 2 tower is now theirs as well. And this almost feels like the beginning of the end, honestly, Tralf. It just feels like at this point, they're too far behind.
I mean, Koikfa's been spending most of his time running around trying to gank, and if you look at the net worth, he's below the Bristleback. He's not even in 5 digits yet. And, yeah, it's just Black is having some fun with his ultimate canceling right there. Look at that. Yep, you can maybe sense the frustration here. I think Zeus is a really good pick against Sniper, by the way. Maybe I've said this once or twice, but, you know, ignoring the whole fact about the Blink Dagger, it's really good to just hone in on where he is and just do instant guaranteed damage. Well,
it paid off for them this game. More of a combination of Evil Genius's heroes. Zeus ult's gonna go, and he's that was almost overkill, I think. Fear, actually, I mean, he has Aegis. He hasn't even died yet, but they did throw the finger on him. The overwhelming odds is gonna blow up the Aegis, and Universe is gonna be on the front lines. I still think they can go for this tier 3 tower. There is absolutely no glyph available. They just used it, I think, at top. And they're going to bring down this tower. Meanwhile, Blink, the duel's going to go on to Universe. Maybe they try to take Koikfa down the Troll, but they do get the Grave off. Big kill. Boba pops his BKB. Sumail able to actually blink out. Boba's Quill Spray is not connecting. The Veil coming through only onto Boba right now. Sumail trying to run away. Boba has to be careful. He's going to get low. Black's going to get jumped on. Now the Echo coming in onto Boba. He's Ancient Sealed as well. Forced up. Does get the Grave off coming from Pilot Eye, but Boba is about to fall. They get Black again. Boba, one more right click and Arcane Bolt should do the job. It's the Lightning Bolt from Sumail with a Blink Dagger that gets the kill. 2 down. Koikfa survives. He backs up. And they'll take down the tier 3 tower. Overwhelming odds. There's no duel for 12 seconds. The Rax is exposed. Even though they got the Void, it was a nice try at the defense. I think this should be at least the melee Rax, if not more, from Evil Geniuses.
And Sumail has a regen during all this, too. So he's just going to pop his regen. He'll be fine. They get the Rax pretty much uncontested. They lose the Aegis and they lose Universe, but I think they're totally fine. Universe is going to go for a Lothar's now. Or Shadowblade, excuse me. So it'll make his initiation that much easier. They don't even care about pushing out the lanes. They already have creeps in mid. Black, I believe, die-backed. And PPD comes in with a...
Oh my god. That Veil. And that Zeus ult. Yeah, that's it, man. You know when you lose a game. Fisher, Veil, Zeus ult, double kill. That's it. Well played from Evil Geniuses. Nice draft. And again, we talked about it throughout the game. Against Sniper, Zeus did a really good job. Koikfa on the Legion Commander not really providing the best initiation or any initiation really at all. And they just struggled from, I think, about the 15-minute mark on. And Evil Geniuses, they really prioritized vision as well. And it was just a sound game, man. It was just a sound game coming out from Evil Geniuses. I don't really know how else to describe it. And Team Tinker, maybe a little outdrafted as well, but that's how it goes. So
I liked the off lane. I thought that Bulba and Pilot I did really well in the off lane. I mean, Evil Geniuses did get first blood on Aoi, but I think that was actually a favorable trade for Team Tinker, because they killed the Troll, and then Troll had to come back in the lane late. He wasn't able to get all the CS he wanted to. They were contesting him a little bit. They got good farm on Pilot Die to start, so top lane was actually very, very good for Team Tinker. Mid lane definitely should have been, I think, one a little bit harder for Black. He was getting out CS'd by Azeus, which Azeus should get almost all the last hits, but he shouldn't be denying and making you miss CS. And I saw a couple instances where Black was unfortunately missing a couple CS on his own, which does play a role when you're trying to get as much HP as fast as possible in a hero like Sniper. And then bottom lane, it wasn't really Koika's fault. It was just like the limitations of the hero in general. The only person he can gank with is the Lion when the finger is up. When the finger is not up, he can't gank anybody unless he's got, like, 6 duels won under his belt, and he can do it on his own. But you have to get to that point first. He never got to that point. And they just didn't zone out the Void at all. He was just laning, not contested. He had like 9 CS under the free farming Legion Commander, which is not where you want him to be. Granted, Void is harder, one of the harder heroes to zone out, but that's one of the things you have to think about when you look at the lanes of Evil Geniuses. Can we zone him out? If not, then he needs to leave the lane immediately. So I think that was the biggest problem, was the bottom lane.
Yep, absolutely. And then after that, they got the Chronospheres off, and from that point on, it became kind of an issue. The Blink Dagger, really good purchase up from Fear as well. But in the end, it is going to be Evil Genius's victory. It's just the first game of the 2-game series, and that started off very close. I want to thank absolutely everybody for supporting Dota Pit Season 3. We have hit the 250K mark through compendium sales, ticket sales, the Twitch Season Pass as well. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for supporting our tournament and making Dota Pit one of the biggest online tournaments this year. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you the cast, bringing you all these terrific games. We've had so many good games, so many good series, but we're not even done yet. We have one more game to go. If you've enjoyed the cast, make sure you follow us at MottPax, at MottDota, at Tralf Dota, at Pitmuckle, at High Ground TV, at Dota Pit. For more information on the tournament, check out dotapit.com. Shout out to all of our sponsors. We'll see you in just a moment, guys. Stick around.